Hey guys, T Gundam Samurai, and today I want to have a Yu-Gi-Oh discussion. I want to talk about Buster Blader. How the deck was it had a lot of potential, but got essentially very screwed over. Now you examine the Whelp line as a whole, Buster Whelp, Dragon Buster, Wizard Buster, Robot Buster. It's like a Pokemon evolution. Like they're all within the same growth chain. And then within lore, that whole line eventually becomes Buster Dragon. But my problem with this line is why would you not retain that one same basic effect you contribute this card off to summon Buster Blader? Oh, and that's a whole nother can of worms too. Like separate cards will either say Buster Blader or Buster Blader Monster. Now here's my problem with that. Like this just makes the whole deck just so incoherent and just straight out crazy. And that's why it's so bricky, is because it's just very incoherent. The Spell and Trap lineup, um, sorry about the camera. This is being recorded off my laptop, by the way. So now, honestly, this is the only spell card that got it right. Quick play spell card, discard one card in order to activate its effect. This is the only spell card that got it right. A lot of the others, including one of Buster Whelp's effects, discard one Destruction Sword card. It's flawed enough when you have to discard a card and go -1, but when you have to discard a particular card, you know that's when Konami was basically screwing this archetype to be purposely slower than Buster Blader. Or, I'm sorry. It's when you know Konami was purposely screwing this archetype to purposely be slower than the poster boys of the show, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon. When you have to discard a particular card for certain spell and trap effects to trigger, that's incoherently flawed. Now, if it was just like this guy, discard one card, then activate the effect, then okay, I may not have still liked it, but sure, that would have been something. That would have been fine. That wouldn't have been a big deal. Hell, budget players, if you choose to run it, you have to discard one for Lightning Vortex. Yeah, this is how you can tell I'm a just total casual player, by the way, and budget player. Okay. What else is there to talk about? But yeah, we covered the Whelp line, we covered the Spell and Trap cards. Oh yes, so also another thing about the Spell and Trap cards, I feel in towards the scale of Spell card and Trap card, it's leaning more towards the trap card side, and I don't like that in particular at all. First, we're going to discuss Destruction Sword Memories. That should have just been a quick play spell. End of story. Discard one card. End of story. The same with God, what's that card called? Destruction Sword Flash, the one with Buster Blader's final form on it. The fusion. Honestly, in this case, it's like the least used trap card within the Buster Blader lineup, and it honestly should have just been a Buster Blader monster. You know, it shouldn't rely on having the fusion out at all. That just makes the card just nobody wants to run it. And then I think the best out of the trap cards is Cradle, and that's the one that can stay a trap card. I particularly don't mind that one that much, and it's actually doing something right, unlike the other two trap cards, is it doesn't require you to discard one Destruction Sword card. Except, like, you send a Buster Blader and a Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard, which I feel is a good cost. That's manageable to do. And then hopping back to monsters, let's talk about Destruction Sword Master. First, I felt this should have been treated as Buster Blader permanently, just like the Harpy number 1, 2, 3 cards, and you could only choose to run a variety of them. You couldn't run like 3 Harpy 1, 3 Harpy 2, and 3 Harpy 3. Instead, I feel this card should have been treated as Buster Blader permanently. Also should have retained the same effect of getting certain number of attack points from whatever monster on the field or in graveyard. But we're going to get back to that in a bit. Its new effect, I feel, is pretty good. When you destroy a monster by battle, you essentially equip that monster to Destruction Sword Master. Now, I feel where this should have played in is now Buster Blader gains 500 attack for said equipped type of monster in the graveyard. Okay, so I covered that. Is there anything else I really want to talk about when it comes to this archetype? To keep this a 10-minute video, I'm going to end it here. Quick. I guess the only other change I would make is I would flip the attack stat and defense stat of Buster Dragon, since I'm more of an attack savvy person than in defense, which honestly there are a lot of players that are. Oh yes. Okay, so that was the flaws. Now for the hopes and dreams and how we can improve this archetype going forward. Time to give Emblem of Dragon Destroyer the boot and bring in a new searcher that searches both a Buster Blader monster or a Destruction Sword monster. and I feel that would boost the consistency of the deck quite a bit. Oh yes, and then we would need one more Destruction Sword monster. I'm not sure how that would play into the lore, but it would have to be like, I don't know, a Buster Blader in his younger days, or an apprentice of Buster Blader or something. That's like a 4-star monster, 1800 attack, can be treated as Buster Blader while on the field, and also has the ability to alter its level to 7. But those are just my thoughts, and this video has gone on about 11 minutes counting now, so like I said probably 2 minutes ago, I'm going to end it here. Alright, well, that's it for this discussion, and if you enjoyed this video, I don't know how often I can or when I feel like it, but tune into my channel for more discussions like it, or just random videos in my everyday life. So, see you guys.